Welcome back, everyone. Now we're about to show you one of the most ugly ends to a game you will ever see. The backdrop to the game at Mattioli Wood's Welford Road was this. Bristol needed 3 match points to secure a home semi-final in the playoffs. Leicester needed to win to ensure Champions Cup rugby for next season. Flats will need his A game to unpick the mess at the end. That's absolutely imperative.
I've got it. Maybe.
I think you've got it in you. Anyway, the fact is there were 6,000 fans back at Tigers HQ for the first time in 15 months. They were absolutely loving it in the June sunshine, until it all went a bit sour. The commentators, Flats, Wayne Barnes, Paul Grayson and Conor McNamara.
Here's Malins. Nice recycling through Piatau. Now this pass is crucial. What about that? Randrandra will run it in, but it's all about the quality of the pass. They have carved the Leicester Tigers defence in two. For the opening try of the game, that simply oozed class.
Fantastic skills there. Piatau straight down the middle. I was starting to think he was just running away from support, and then hits a 15-metre bullet off his right hand. It's a walk-in for Randrandra.
Chris Vui receiving the line-out throw.
Advantage. Side entry.
And Bristol have got an advantage here. There was a side entry from Leicester. And quick thinking here by Harry Randall. Oh, that's a super, I was going to say super sidestep. Maybe the defence needed to be stronger. Harry Randall canters through, and it was like a hot knife through butter.
The reaction time there from Randall to the referee blowing his whistle. One rattle of the P. He'd already taken the quick tap, and he was gone.
You can set up, Colin.
Unbelievably quick.
Wait for confirmation.
Richard Wigglesworth, who turns 38 on Wednesday, enters the fray in place of Ben Youngs. 300th Premiership appearance for Wigglesworth.
Thank you. Onside, it's good.
Malins just about got away from a surging Ellis Genge. Here is Nandolo. Superb response, barrels into the attempted tackle from O'Connor. That's got the crowd fired up. Phillips, Genge, Leicester Tigers looking to put on a show now. Wigglesworth, McPhillips. He's done really well. It's a super pass, and they're in. Liebenberg, listen to the noise. The loudest it has been here in 15 months. And this game is now all square with the conversion to come as long as that pass isn't forward.
Well, we were standing right in line with that, and it all looks good.
Jake Woolmer is on for Jan Thomas in the front row for Bristol. The game has just stepped up a notch here. Now look at Malin's goal. They ain't going to stop him from there. That is superb acceleration. Nandolo catching him late after the ball was touched down.
Check that after the try scored, please.
But Malin's just reminding everyone what a finisher he is.
Yeah, nothing in it, mate. Nothing in it.
Just lovely play out the back, wasn't it? Decoy after decoy. The first one from, I think it was Kerr to Randall, bit unconvincing. He got more convincing from there, and I think Murray Murivalu just got sucked out the back.
Oh, just knew once ball was in hand, they weren't going to catch him. Leicester really trying hard to keep up this acceleration, but they've given it away here. Piers O'Connor, Randrandra, he's not the guy you want now. Into the corner. Leicester trying to push buttons, trying to force things for themselves, have gifted a try to Bristol Bears, the league leaders.
The pass wasn't on, it was never on, just didn't look outside him. He knew which of his teammates were outside him, but he hadn't assessed what defenders were there too. Easy finish for Randrandra, really.
Change at scrum half for Bristol. Andy Urin is on. Place of Harry Randall, one of the Bristol try scorers today. There's an advantage going here for Leicester. Jake Kerr is going to be in trouble against his old team.
Jake Kerr's off to the bin. You heard Ian Tempest as it went down there say he's going to the bin whatever happens.
Unhappy return to Welford Road for Jake Kerr, who's only left here recently as a Leicester player.
Thank you.
Good throw from Montoya. No shortage of vocal encouragement from the home supporters. They've got forward momentum here. The last bit of propulsion over the line. Instantly capitalising on Bristol being a man down. Leicester are not out of this yet. Tell you what, nobody's leaving early here today. All eyes fixed on this dramatic finale. Wigglesworth puts it in. Shove on him by Andy Uren.
Oh, I tell you what.
Yellow card is produced. The warning had been given. Chaparro must leave the field.
Bristol have to find a tight head here. And their replacement tight head is John Afoa, but I can't see him anywhere. So if they can't find a tight head, they're going to have to go to uncontested scrums and they will lose another player.
Well, they can. If John Afoa is injured, he can't come back on.
So he's tactical on the card, which is being given in by your team manager, which is quite clearly here. You're now telling me this player is injured and cannot return to the field of play. That's correct. In that case, the yellow card has caused the uncontested scrums. You will lose an additional player. So you need to pick someone else to lose from the field of play, and you will play with 8 in the scrum. So you need to call someone else off then, please. If you can change the card, we've now been told it's now injury, so he could have been injured. They will lose. Steve?
John, you just said
Steve? They will, Steve? They will lose an additional player and it will go to the regulations if it needs to. We've just had head coach come down and say he's injured. I want you to confirm he is tactical and can come back onto the field of play. It is a tactical replacement, so he will come back on. I've just been told by team manager. Thank you. And that's what the card says.
So
this, who do we need off then?
This has put Ian Tempest in a really difficult position. And I think he's dealt with this extremely well because all he's doing, he's going over and said, you tell me, is this player is injured? He's been told by the head coach, yes, he's injured. They've now changed their mind and said, no, he's not injured. Right. So Ian Tempest is following the regulations to a T.
Now they go cheek to cheek again.
Afoa's gone for him big time.
And the ball is scrambled out and kicks clear. Bristol believe they've got it out with the clock on red. They are celebrating. Ian Tempest blows the full-time whistle. But this was almost inevitable, given the nature of how this game has reached its conclusion. There is a lot of bad feeling. There is a lot of bad blood. Whoa. The game is over. It has finished a 26 points to 23 win for Leicester, but that, frankly, does not tell the half of that. This has ended with a bad taste in the mouth.
I'd rather not comment on the behaviour of the opposition. I just talk about, I think the players made the fans proud today, and I think the fans rightly should be very proud of their team and how much it means to the team playing for Leicester Tigers.
I thought he's down as injury, but he was down on the card as tactical. We're talking about a 38-year-old prop who is sat there the whole time not expecting to go on against the scrum. So I was quite willing to go down to 13 men, no problem, because only the fact is I wanted to look after Johnny. The only thing that made Johnny go on was the barrage that we got from Leicester.
Well, there's so much to talk about and so little time, but as you've heard, both camps seriously incensed by what happened at Welford Road at the end of that game. But Flats, I want to know who has the moral high ground, who was right, who was wrong, whose side are you on? And no fence sitting.
I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm not on anyone's side. Leicester have the moral high ground because they did nothing wrong at all, and that's why it was surprising to me to hear Pat Lam effectively blame Leicester for what happened at the end of the game. They thought Pat Lam was lying about John Afoa being injured. Why shouldn't they say so? That's what I think. OK, let's rattle through a few questions people had on social media. Should it have been a penalty try before that incident? No, as soon as it's a scrum, the penalties effectively start again. It's a separate entity. 2 penalties against the loose head. He's on a personal warning. 1 penalty against the tight head. Team warning. 4th penalty against the tight head. Yellow card. So 4th pen was a yellow. That's right to me. OK. And by the way, the Leicester scrum was dominant, but it wasn't rocketing forward, so you couldn't say it was a clear penalty try. OK, Andy Uren, did he pick the ball out of the scrum? Massively tight call. I think in that split second, the ball was just about out of Wies's control. He would have got his foot back around it, but he hadn't yet. So I think super sharp from Uren.
OK, should John Ofur have been penalised for having a nudge on Richard Wigglesworth?
No, come on, no.
No, you're not having any of that?
That's
Okay.
nothing.
But it has been asked, so that's why I'm asking the questions to the big man. And the final one, and the key one, I suppose, do you feel that Pat Lamb was loose with the truth?
Yes, I do, and I could be wrong. I think John Arfoa was not injured, and I've seen it. I've been in games where that's happened. I've been told, you're injured, stay there. And I remember myself saying, I can't do it, because the lads will know. They'll know I did it forever. They'll know I faked it forever. And I wonder if that's not what happened to John Arfoa. He's sitting there. You've got Borthwick and others telling him, you're not injured. You've just told me you're not injured. You're lying, Borthwick was saying to Pat Lamb and to John Arfoa. And I think John sat there, and while the conversation was going on, John just took out his gum shield, walked on, and apart from being a good crack and a legend and all that stuff, he is a warrior, and he went on and did the job. Oh my goodness, what a prop. He is the king.
Right. Before that massive meltdown at the end, what a contest at Welford Road in the sunshine. It was just, it was rocking Welford Road. But Bristol, unlike other sides in the mix for this title, don't seem to be peaking like, let's say, Exeter or Sale.
Doesn't matter.
How patchy is their form? Is it a problem?
Doesn't matter, because they got Randrandra. Look at his try. Look how he slows down as Piatow goes through and moves and fades away from the defender. Genius. It's not just skill, and it's just genius. It's vision. It's pure talent that you can't coach. Look at Max Malins, threw a silly ball over his head but did a load of wonderful stuff. Harry Randall hasn't played for eons, comes back and scores a try like that. He could well be in or very close to the England side this summer. When you've got the weaponry they've got, why would you ever worry?
Right. And Leicester's fans, they were absolutely incensed. They felt they were robbed at the end there. But big picture stuff, they ran the #1 side in the land to the wire. How optimistic should they feel about the future?
Really optimistic. They should have won that game. Apart from anything else, that big controversial period at the end gave Bristol all their oxygen back and took all the momentum away from Leicester Tigers. So I can absolutely see why they are aggrieved. They should feel very confident indeed. They push the best team in the land right to the wire.
OK, after the break, more drama at the death. London Irish and Wasps both in the mix for a top 8 finish when a bit bananas in Brentford.